Hello and welcome. Sometimes there's things I regret giving away when I was younger. Back in 2002, there was an album that my 10-year-old self was obsessed with. I remember listening to it in my CD player on repeat while on road trips and imagining creating music videos for the songs since they only made one to accompany the album. I don't own the physical CD anymore, but I ended up downloading the files on my computer, and this album has been on heavy rotation over the years as part of my massive Disney songs playlist. One of my favorite things to look back on when it comes to music created by Disney is all the different genres of compilation albums they created. The original songs are always wonderful to listen to, but I always have a special love for all the covers and original songs created under the Disney umbrella, and this one might be one of the most obscure albums within the past few decades. Radio Disney Pop Dreamers was released in the summer of 2002, and it was a modern take of the three princesses, Belle, Cinderella, and Ariel, known here as pop stars inspired by the princesses, as Gabrielle, Ella, and Ari. I never noticed before that Ari here looks a lot like Ariana Grande. Was she inspired by this to master the look to become the massive pop star a decade later?
I'm an adult now.
What a conspiracy! Okay, jokes aside, I couldn't resist, especially when there's a similar resemblance with her name and the entire look down to her signature ponytail. In reality, the voices behind the pop star princesses were Julie Griffin, who ended up singing on various other Disney genre compilation albums within the 90s and early 2000s, and also was listed on a demo track for Hannah Montana, If Cupid Had a Heart. That ended up being sung by Sabrina Gomez on the show. If Cupid had a heart, Cupid might not know. Another Drew Seeley / Zac Efron situation, where Selena was a face, but Julie was a voice in this situation, so it's a fun little circle of connections in the Disney universe already. The other two voices are Patty Mattson and Nadia Faye, who both have a ton of credits for doing voiceover and soundtrack work on IMDb, but nothing else more specific with Disney, it seems. Now, I never stopped listening to this album in over 20 years, but after doing a little research, it seems like there wasn't a lot of material created to promote it. Instead, just like a lot of things that were created at the time, this CD was created to align with a toy line. This was the only promotional material I was able to find outside of the website. The dolls themselves were made by Thinkway Toys, a company that is now defunct, but did work a lot with Disney throughout the years to create their toys that started with the Toy Story toys. According to the wiki I found, it seemed like they were the exclusive toy maker for Pixar at one point. Now, if you were a tween girl like I was back in the early 2000s, the dolls might look a little similar to another popular doll line to you. Diva Starz was a more popular brand during this time period, and as you can see from the commercial, I think it's easy to assume the Pop Dreamers were created as competition. The dolls also talk and connect to each other and can recognize different items you give them. Disney's gonna Disney. They have to get their piece of everything. There was no confirmation that Disney copied off of the Diva Starz, but it's a safe assumption. Of course, the Diva Starz have no connection to Disney officially, but if you're curious about more of their existence, I did a video about them on my other channel, so I'll leave a link in the description. Even though both the doll lines were on my Christmas list to Santa, I never received either any of the Diva Starz or Pop Dreamers, although in retrospect, it was probably better that Santa never brought any of them to me. Looking back, they are a little uncanny and creepy. It's still funny to me that they animated the girls for this commercial, but didn't do anything further with them, not even a web series. And every doll line had a web series at this time. But no, all we got from this doll line was the 3 original dolls. All of them are still available for resale online. I don't think the doll line actually performed well to keep it going. The CD that reached number 13 on the Kids Auto Billboard charts, and the aforementioned website that I found. Here is our Radio Disney Pop Dreamers website. I'm so grateful that this has been preserved. I am so grateful that it still exists and I can explore a little bit of it and we can preserve it a little longer. It's interesting because, of course, if you went to radiodisneypopdreamers.com, which was the actual website, you can't get it there anymore. So I was able to access this from littleariel.com. So whoever did it, wonderful. We can look at this. This is over 20 years old now. You can see that we have the Radio Disney banner, the Walt Disney Records banner, and the thinking toy.
I'm a thinking toy,
as they say. It's really cool. I'm so biased to this nostalgia because this was my preteen years, and there's still such a love of the McBling that I enjoy. Even though I love my rock music, so like this was like a perfect bubble of pop and glam and rock music together. And I think that's why it stuck with me so much. So we have our three girls.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle. I'm Ella.
Literally like Ariana Grande. I'm telling you. And on the side, there's several things to click on. We have our music video player. Oh my god, this is so pixelated. It's the same commercial. So they actually, wait, they made a music video with these girls and the dolls. That's so fun. So they did do this like promotional music video. Okay, who are these girls? I want to know what it was like to be in this commercial. It's so pixelated, you can't even see us clearly anymore. So why didn't we get more music videos? This was such a lost opportunity. So we had a music video. And then there's the character bios, which also showcase that these were not real princesses. They were just inspired by the princesses. So if we go to oh, she's 13. I didn't know. I never looked this stuff up. Even when I liked these dolls in this video. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. This is such a knockoff of Diva Starz. But I love this outfit and I want to cosplay this outfit. Ella, she has blonde hair and blue eyes and is 13 and in the 8th grade. These are 8th grade rock stars. Okay. It's so funny how everything used to be these young kids being these like adults. That was a trend back then. Yeah, first performance. When I was little, I asked my mom to put on the Cinderella video and I danced and sang along with it for hours. So she's inspired by Cinderella. She's not Cinderella. She's inspired by Cinderella. Gotta get that right. I really love this outfit. Like, she was basically Disney bounding before Disney bounding became a thing. Then Ari is also 13. Also in grade 8. Such a cute outfit as well. And of course she's on the swim team. Of course. Wow. That's so funny. I never looked at this before. I didn't know this existed. Gabrielle is 14. She's the oldest of the group, but also in 8th grade. It's so funny that they're all in 8th grade. That they're all middle schoolers, but yet they're rock stars. Wow. Also, a really cute outfit. Hers is the most basic, but it's very Y2K. Like, you can see the trends back then. Then we have a jamming session with the girls.
Hey there! Let's do a number! I'm the pop dreamer! Yeah!
And then we can click on them to play. Oh wait, can we click? Oh, there's her theme song. Going to Ari.
Let's do a number. I'm the pop dreamer. Do what you want and do what you want. You'll go where you want.
She only plays that. Oh, here we go.
We're better together. Hi there. Let's do a number, okay? I'm the pop dreamer. Yeah!
Is it bad that she also reminds me of Gabrielle from High School Musical? Except instead of this is Gabrielle, it's Belle instead of Gabriella. There's her song. Seriously, I need to cosplay this with some girls. I need to make this happen because they're adorable and this would be such a adorable. Even these outfits are so cute.
Cool. Want to hear a cool sound?
Okay, so we have a game and a not game. We have puzzles and games, and we have fashion mix and match. But the fashion mix and match is basically a dress-up game.
I'm Gabrielle.
And as you can see from this
Ella.
screen, you can pick which girl you want. Let's pick Art. No. Right. But it's so weird. You can't
I'm
click
Ella.
on them this way. You have to go this way. So it's like Hannah Montana's closet before Hannah Montana was a thing. And if you...
This is perfect for my recording session.
You can't click on the purses though, but you can click
This
on
belongs
all
to
the
Gabrielle.
doll
I so
outfits
like this
and
look.
have each of the girls try them on.
This belongs to Ella. Wow.
This is
Cool
what we did before
style.
social media. These basic flash games.
I'm gonna rock the house in these amber pants.
So we got our puzzling games is tic-tac-toe, a matching game, and a puzzle. But it's called Hugs and Kisses instead of tic-tac-toe. Oh, and I guess you're just playing. So you need a person to play this with you. You can't play against a computer. Well, that's really stupid. Oh, it's a slider? Okay, yeah. I always hated the slider games so much. Oh, because I hate sliders. That goes there, but then, yeah, no. And then a matching game. Which, matching games were everywhere on all these sites back in the day. I'm sure I've talked about this a ton. Oh, wait, where's that red one? Okay, good. We found one. This isn't the most interactive or exciting website, but it's still really cool to look back and see how much we've evolved. I don't want to play again. Go back, go back. This album really stuck with me. I mean, it's the reason I'm talking about it now, 20 years later. It's a mixture of original songs, covers of pop songs from the 80s, so right in that wave of 20 years nostalgia. It would be just like if there was a cover album of Hannah Montana and High School Musical songs today. And of course your classic Disney princess covers, all modernized. Like I mentioned before, I genuinely never stopped listening to this album. And even when I went back and gave this album a full listen again for this video, it's super underrated and definitely the best media that was created with the Pop Dreamers idea. I'm honestly bummed that they didn't do more with this line. I'll also note that it did come out 1 month before the Disney Mania series was released, another major Disney compilation series that was extremely more successful, especially since it was all Disney songs covered by the popular artists at the time. That's something else to cover though in the future. Disney Pop Dreamers isn't a perfect album. There's some songs I'll skip more often, but the whole album still holds up really well in my opinion. It's interesting because it was created and marketed for kids, mainly young girls, to enjoy. I certainly loved it, but I can still enjoy it in the same form as an adult. The original songs are solid pop songs that could be enjoyed by anyone. Plus, it really does help that they covered a couple of really popular 80s songs that have always been hit. It does match the super girly pop vibe that was popular at the time, but there's more of a classic 90s rock band undertone to it as well. It's an understatement at how much I love this album and how it was musically arranged and produced. Now, disclaimer, there's such a lack of promotional material that I've found, so there's a lack of visual material to showcase while I'm going through the songs. So that being said, as we break down the track list and try to avoid copyright by still talking about the songs in very small snippets, I have a variety of clips to accompany each of the songs. I don't own any of this material, I'm just talking about it to help preserve the media a little bit longer. That's a tricky thing when we're reviewing an audio-only album. But with that out of the way, let's break down the track list. Our opening song is an original song called Be a Star. Their personal theme song and the one that was featured in both the commercial and all over the website. It's genuinely fun, positive, and catchy to listen to. Fun fact, I remember that I edited footage that I filmed from a Jonas Brothers concert that I went to in 2007 to this song. I don't have it anymore and I'm really sad about that. It's personal lost media for now. But yeah, the Jonas lore continues to go deep. I was an original fan and I stay loyal to my guys. Next on the list is Beauty and the Beast, and this one really has that 90s female power group feel to it. It's one of my favorite covers. Although Beauty and the Beast has had some phenomenal covers over the years, And I think Jump 5 is still my #1 favorite, but this one is also really close too. It's sung by Gabrielle, since she is inspired by Belle obviously, and she really did a phenomenal job with it. It might be the strongest Disney cover on this album to me. Third on the album is the first 80s nostalgia cover, We Got the Beat, originally sung by the Go-Go's. It's really clear to look back and see how important the music from the 80s was, and still is, to pop culture today. That's another rabbit hole discussion for a later time, especially when you look back and see how Hannah Montana was heavily inspired by 80s culture, for example. We Got the Beat originally is such a great song. Another personal lore drop, I remember dancing to this at one of my recital dances growing up when I did hip hop and jazz. This song was covered a ton by so many artists, not just the Pop Dreamers, but this cover is still pretty legit. Besides the theme song for the Pop Dreamers, each of the girls got their own specific song, and If You Can Dream is Ella's, and it's still one of my favorites. It's that classic Y2K positive girly pop song, but it's written so well, genuinely positive, and just a really good feel-good song that you can still rock out to. And it matches the Disney magic that we all love. Again, extremely underrated, and I wish more people listened to this. Continuing with each of the girls' theme songs, right after is Better Together, which is Ari's song. It's got that Caribbean jazz undertone to it, and it's a lot of fun to listen to. A few years ago, I ended up talking about Sebastian's Caribbean Jamboree, and this song would fit into that set list perfectly, even if it's a little bit more girly pop. They really did a great job matching the Little Mermaid sound. After that is another classic Disney cover, A Dream is Wish Your Heart Makes. And this might be the hardest version of the song you've ever heard. It's not straight up metal, of course, but there's a standalone guitar solo a part of it. I have nothing but praise and admiration for this album. And honestly, this was probably a hidden influence for my love of rock music beginning, even though I was actively listening to the rock genre already by this age. It just added more to it. Track 7 is another classic 80s cover, Walking on Sunshine, originally sung by Katrina and the Waves. Similarly to We Got the Beat, the song has been covered by many different artists, including but not limited to legendary Queen Dolly Parton, The Muppets, Disney Channel royalty Ali and AJ, and most recently one of my favorite bands, Ice Nine Kills. All of those covers are amazing, but this one just itches my brain in the best possible way, especially at the bridge. Next is yet another classic Disney cover with Part of Your World. And although also really great, this one isn't one of my favorites. It's still really solid, but I've heard better covers of this, and that's okay. It's still great to listen to, but this one doesn't do too much to stand out and make it extra special to me. Track 9 is our final specific theme song with Between the Lines, sung by Gabrielle, and I still don't understand why they separated this so far down the list when Ori and Ella's songs were back to back. Regardless, this was another one of my favorites, and I distinctly remember trying to create a music video in my head, and also creating some props in real life, for this song especially, with the transition going from chapter 1 to chapter 10 within the lyrics. All of these songs were in so well for pop songs and could genuinely be radio hits. Obviously, it's heavily referenced to the respective films, but they are still very solid pieces of music. There's 12 songs on the album overall, but this is a point when it personally starts to fall off for me. Track 10 is another original song, Do What We Want to Do, but it's not one I really enjoy. It's funny because this one sounds a lot like a Josie and the Pussycats or Barbie type of song, so it still fits into the market at the time. It's just not musically for me, and again, that's okay. You're not gonna like every single song ever created. Track 11 is the final classic Disney cover with Someday My Prince Will Come. Similar to Part of Your World, it's another solid song, but not my personal favorite cover. There's been so many others that have been done with this song that this one also doesn't stand out to me. I do appreciate that it also has a standalone guitar solo though. The final song is another cover to end with, Give a Little Love, originally sung by Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers. Okay, so there's some unexpected lore connecting things here. I realized that this specific song sounded really familiar to me, even though this was one that I didn't listen to on a normal basis. Similarly to how I would rewatch all of the Mickey's Fun Songs videos on this channel, I have another series looking at other obscure children's media from different production companies. And one of my favorite series is Tales and Tunes.
Does he bark?
Oh, TikTok is dead. I ended up going further and doing a little bit of research on the singers that were featured in this Tales and Tunes episode. I was able to find a version of one of her songs randomly on YouTube, and it looks like this was part of a compilation album for a Ben & Jerry's charity CD. I'm always so sad because these songs sound really good. You would never think it was a song specifically made for children. So yeah, I never realized that it was a real song. I thought it was an original song that they were singing, but clearly I was wrong. I don't really listen to reggae music. I don't know anything about it, so see, this is why we're looking back at this stuff and I'm still learning. So overall, that's the album. Like I said, I have nothing but praise and love for it. Is it not as obscure as I think it is? And do any of you have fond memories of it? Or have you never known about this before? There's tons more of these unique Disney albums to talk about, so we will return to more in the future. But I'm just happy to highlight one of my favorites. And yes, I know I was right in the demographic when it came out, so I'm biased. But again, I still enjoy the songs today. Sometimes you just need that true, genuine, feel-good, positive music that you can rock out to enjoy. And we had a lot of that within the beginning of the millennium. Honestly, it'd be really fun to cover one of their songs and actually film a music video for it. Putting that out there in the future. I also would love to cosplay them with 2 other girls to create the band. Putting that out there in the future. Once again, thank you for joining on another nostalgic, obscure retrospective. And as always, I hope you have a magical day and I'll see you real soon.